Good evening, this is Jan John. Today I would like to continue with my discussion about university degrees. This is the third part in this topic. In the first part I described universities and why people do degrees, and in the second part I went into a discussion of the learning process and why employers are so confident in degrees. So in this part I want to try to get back to answering the question, what degree should a student choose to study? But before I can answer that, I think I need to investigate two other areas. Firstly, the pursuit of knowledge, and secondly, what we mean by work. These areas are crucially relevant to choosing your degree. So let's first look at the pursuit of knowledge. I think from my previous discussions you will already know my point of view in regard to whether universities are the best choice if you want to improve your knowledge. Ironically, I am going to say no, they are not. If your main objective is to increase your knowledge, I think better options are available than spending a few years studying in a university. If you want to learn about a subject, it is quite easy to do it by yourself. You can open a book, go to a library, or nowadays surf the internet, and I'm sure you can find in-depth knowledge on every subject of interest to you. You also have a great deal of flexibility learning by yourself. You can choose exactly what subject you want to look at. You can choose the depth you want to go into, and you can choose your time of study. So if a certificate is really not important to you, then really there's no necessity to go to university. The only exception I would make is, as I mentioned before, if you are looking for hands-on experience. For example, in engineering or technology, especially where there is expensive and sophisticated equipment available which you could not practically buy yourself. In that situation, a university or even a college of technology may be more appropriate. In fact, technical colleges may be the better choice for many people who really want to learn. However, they have a somewhat damaged reputation in Thailand. They don't have the status attributed to universities, and there are often stories of inter-college rivalry resulting in violent conflicts. However, if practical training is your main objective, then the status of the college may not be a real crucial factor. Not everybody who goes to a technical college is a ruffian, R-U-F-F-I-A-N, and in addition, the attitudes towards trades as a profession is likely to change in the future. A trade, T-R-A-D-E, means a profession such as a plumber, electrician, carpenter or builder. Now these are the kinds of trades you might study at technical college, and while in Thailand and maybe other parts of Asia They are seen as low status and low income jobs. This is really not so in the West. In America and Europe, builders, carpenters and plumbers can earn very good money and have a very good life. I have even heard of cases where they make more money than doctors and lawyers. So don't be too quick to denigrate these professions. I'm sure the attitude towards these skills will change in the future, and if not, you may well be able to get a job abroad. A couple of other things I would like to say in support of personal learning as opposed to university learning. Firstly, there are an enormous choice of online courses nowadays. So if you want a particular specialization, you may well be able to find the course you want online. And more importantly, I think when you are studying yourself from your own self-motivation, you're going to learn more thoroughly, more effectively, and more relevantly. Students who are forced to learn the syllabus in their university degree often have a very lackluster approach to study. Lackluster, L-A-C-K-L-U-S-T-R-E. Let's now discuss the second area I think is important to understand when you are choosing your degree. This is work. I think you need to have a good understanding of what work means to make a good choice about your university degree. Why do people work? The most important factor for most people, of course, will be money. Work is the main way in which we can acquire money, which is essential if we are to have a comfortable life. However, that is not the end of the story by any means. Work is also going to be a very significant part of your life. Maybe 40 hours a week for 40 years or more. You're going to spend the better part of your life working. So I think you need to understand fairly clearly what it is you should be doing. In addition to earning money, people see work also as a way to develop their personal skills and character and have a good relationship with people. As work is such a significant part of our lives, it may in fact be more important than what we do in our free time. So I think that people should choose a profession which they feel is going to be intellectually and spiritually rewarding. Intellectually and spiritually rewarding. Of course, that is a very difficult thing to decide at the early age of 21 or 22 when students may leave university, but it is something they should definitely bear in mind, because the decisions they make in their early years, in their 20s, are likely to set the course for the rest of their lives. So a bad choice of career could be the beginning of a road to hell, and you certainly don't want that. So I think it's important to make your mind clear about how important money is to you and what kind of relationship you want with people and how you see your personal development. Of course, as I have said, this is incredibly difficult to foresee at an early age, but it is something you need to begin to think about. So now I think we can begin to answer the question, what degree should I choose? I think for most people we can probably see that liberal arts degrees will not satisfy our criteria. They neither satisfy our yearning for knowledge, because as I have said we can do that by ourselves, nor do they give us a certificate which is really going to help us in our professional lives, unless you feel you really do have a vocation in these areas, in philosophy or literature or history. If you really have a enthusiastic desire to learn about these things, maybe these are appropriate degrees for you, but I think for most people this would not be the case. Better to choose a degree with a high status certificate which is going to be respected by employers, and also with some practical hands-on experience. I think I would support President Obama's suggestions that we should be looking at practical degrees, manufacturing, engineering, something which is likely to give us a secure career, rather than something which is just going to be fun for 3 or 4 years while we are at university, but will not really help us to get a good job later. I think students also have to realize and accept that the society we live in creates the jobs which are available. So for example, if you live in a coastal city such as Hua Hin, for example, most of the jobs are going to be around tourism, hotel management, construction, the food industry, stuff like this. If you live in a city like Bangkok, you will have many more options, but it will probably not include, for example, farming or fishing. My point here is that it may not be possible to get the exact job and career you want. You will be limited by what society requires. You can maybe create an entirely new job if you start your own business. So that's another option, and if you are an entrepreneur, maybe you can allow your imagination to run wild in choosing a career. I think young people are faced with a serious dilemma. Because they are young, they are full of imagination and dreams. They want to be adventurous, daring, they want to reach for the sky, they want to be individuals, they want to set a new course in life. I think these feelings are positive and they help to change and develop the world. However, they are also dangerous. Kids are also lacking in experience and often woolly-minded, W-O-O-L-Y, and although they may scoff at security and pensions, scoff at S-C-O-F-F, scoff at security and pensions, in the modern economy with high unemployment, it may be better to play it safe, rather than to try to break new ground. So I think I have now answered all the questions I wanted to address in regard to university degrees, and I hope this is all clear to you, and I hope it is useful in helping you to make a good choice of degree and career. Goodbye.